Hello and welcome to another edition of Class of Creativity. This video we are going to be focusing on positive and negative space and creating our own emojis based off of positive negative space. So you're going to need a circular template, a pencil, and a ruler. So the first thing we want to do is just to go over what positive and negative space is. Positive space is the space that occupies your focus. It's the main subject of any picture, painting, or even sculpture. So in this case, the positive space are the shoes, and the negative space is the background or the green around it. In this case, the positive space is the chair, and the negative space is basically the floor and the glass block windows that sit behind it. So that's just a quick little tidbit on positive and negative space before we get moving and creating our own. So what you're going to do first is you're going to divide this paper into 6 equal parts. So what I want you to do is we're going to find the 4.5 mark on the ruler, which would be right between the 4 and the 5, right in the middle. And you're going to lay that down at the top of your paper. You're going to make a mark at that 4.5, and then slide your ruler down. Remember, when you're measuring, you always want to make sure that the 0, or the last line on the ruler, is always lined up with the edge of your paper. 4.5 here. Now we're going to put our ruler on the side of the paper, and we are going to mark it at the 4-inch, and we're going to mark it at the 8-inch. Four-inch, 8-inch. Slide your ruler over to this side of the paper. Give yourself a little bit of room. Make sure that that 0 is lined up with the top, and make another mark at the 4-inch and at the 8-inch. Okay, when you're done with that, then you just got to line up these marks you made and draw your lines in. So when you're finished with that, your paper is going to be divided into 6 equal parts, like this. And that's when you take your circular template. I'm going to use the big end of this yogurt cup because it fits pretty well right in each of these spots. And you're going to draw 6 circles, 1 in each space. If you don't have a circular template, remember what I said. You just kind of start getting that circular motion with your hand, and then you lay down your circle. Do it very lightly, and then you can come in and kind of darken where those proper circle lines are at. Okay, so once you're finished with that, putting all 6 circles in, your paper is going to look like this. Now I want to remind you to draw lightly, because we will probably be going over these circles when we start putting our emoji designs. So you can Google emoji designs. You can look on a device if you want. If you are in person, I do have emoji templates for you to look at. But they don't all have to be emojis, proper emojis. You can make up your own characters or anything that kind of inspires you. A TV show you might watch, or a game that you might play and you like the characters in it. You can turn those characters into emojis. So what I did was I took some horror icons and made them into emojis. But there's one thing I want you to remember for those instructions that you read. The left column of your emojis must be symmetrical. So this is just going back and kind of reviewing what symmetry, asymmetry is. Remember, if you draw a line down the middle of something, it's the same on both sides. That's symmetrical. The right side of your column, they should be asymmetrical emojis. So if I draw the line down the middle of this picture and they're different on both sides, that's asymmetrical. Okay, so symmetry on the left, asymmetrical emojis on the right. Now, I want you to look at each of these as their own individual pictures. So the emoji is actually taking up the positive space, and the negative space is everything around it for each one of these. Okay. When you're done drawing your emojis, or whatever character you pick to turn into an emoji, then you're going to color it. And I would like you to color it specifically with the primary colors represented, each of the three primary colors represented in the background or the negative space on the left. And whatever order you put these primary colors in is completely up to you, but you must color in the negative space on the right column with its complementary color. So as you can see, I have yellow here, purple here, green here, red here, and green complements that. So I want the complementary color right next to it. So it would be a good, and you can color your emojis however you want to. The positive space can be colored however you want to, but the negative space, you should have your primary colors represented in the left column, and whatever color complements that primary color goes in the right column right next to it. Okay. Have fun, use your imagination, create your own kind of emojis if you want, or you can use emojis that are already have been created. You just look them up on Google and go ahead and get after it. Have fun creating.